Fine. So let's move on now. So let's click on analysis. Okay. When we click on explain data, let's go to the worksheet. Now you can see here we have this analytics tab here also. So what does this tell us? It will help us to summarize, it will help us to model, it will help us to customize the given worksheet. So suppose if I were to add, what is the average line that we have here? I would like to add an average line over here. Okay. So if I select average line, so out here it shows the average values for these bars that we have here, the average values that we have. That is one thing that they're showing us. If you want, you can also add a constant line here. So this is the constant line that they have added here. You can see this. So it is showing us what? It is showing us what is the constant that we are maintaining at 90. The value is 90 for all the constant values. And then the totals line also you can add. You can also add the median with quartiles. You can average it out. You can add a reference line. So these are the settings that they throw us with when we speak of the reference line. You can add it as a band, as a distribution, as a box plot. And depending upon the choices that you have or selections that you make, those will change here accordingly. So if I make it a line, the lines are appearing over here. A band is showing over here in terms of minimum and maximum value that you are seeing here. And the distribution also is showing. So how will it show in terms of distribution? 60% to 80% for the entire table, per cell or per pane. So this is how the changes will reflect. Out here we have 60 to 80%. If you want, we can also change it over here. So these are the different analytics features that are available to us. Okay. So that is, again, it is part of the worksheet analysis that you want to conduct. And these will be reflected over here. They should get reflected over here. So you can see here that they are showing us over here as A and B. The average values are being shown. 80-20 values are being shown here. 80% of the average is what? 239.8. So as I mentioned earlier, any changes that we'll be making in the worksheet, they'll be reflected across the dashboard and the storyboard also. I close that window. Next. Okay. So let us work on the analysis. So let's select explain data settings. Let's go on the settings and see. So what it shows us is these are the fields that we have here for sheet 1. Okay. And then it tells us what are these measures, and if you want to, include them or not include them. So include them automatically. That is the default setting that we have here. Let's select explanations. So what is it? The extreme values it is showing us. The explanation type indicates one or more records have values that are significantly higher or lower than the most. The explanation, when you select for any particular worksheet, these are the explanations that will come up. If you select this one, number of records, that will also show up value of marks. So these are the default data settings that will happen. Explain data settings for all the fields that we get once we have imported the file, the data source. Data part, infer properties from missing values. Okay, we don't have any missing values here. When we work on any worksheet, let us take this one for once. And I click analysis. So these are the analysis that they'll help us, perform on this. So you can select mark labels. These are the mark labels. When I say mark labels, these are the values clearly that are getting reflected over here for all the quarters for those particular cities. So for Bangalore, Q2 2016-2017, the value was 220.17. So if you want to add to your analysis on the worksheet, you can always select on analysis, get the aggregate value measures or show the mark labels. You can also stack marks, view data. If you click on view data, now that is how your data will look like. Now this data is much the same way that we See here, the full data, that's a summary. This is the full data. If you wish to download it, you can select on this and click download. If you all remember, in the initial part of the session, when we had selected describe sheet, it had showed us the 46 rows. That is for the quarter. So quarter had 46 rows when we had selected the describe sheet from the actions window out here. No, not an actions window. Where was it? Yeah, it was in the worksheet. Yeah, describe sheet. So out here it showed us the quarter. And is it gone? Yeah, there are 46 members for the quarter's value that we have. So again, click on analysis. We can select explain data, how, what is X data type and what is the data about. Take the percentage of what, if you want, you can take the percentage values of column of tables. Let's select table for once. So these values are now changing here and they are showing us as a percentage of tables. Okay. If you want to change it, you can come here and change it as what? Pane, row pane, column pane, also particular cell also. Suppose if I say take it as a row. So for row pane, it's what? 100%, of course, because these are quarter values. So let's select none for now. And the totals that we are seeing here, they are what? You can select row grand totals, column grand totals, row totals to left, row totals to, column totals to top. The trend lines, you can also show all the trend lines, special values, table layout. You can show empty rows, empty columns, filters. Yes, you can. These are the, we have used quarters as a filter here. So that's why it's selected over here. Out here, we have quarters as a filter. So when you select it here, it will show you as quarters. If you take sum of Bangalore, and it will show over here as a sum of Bangalore as a filter. This change again will be reflected over here in your worksheets that we are having here in your dashboards. So again, let's go here. Click on analysis. Where were we? Yeah, on filters. I'm deselecting the Bangalore sum. You can also use the highlighters for your quarters. So they'll show up over here as the highlighters. You can create calculated field. So whatever calculations you want to add, you can add in the calculation here. Edit calculated field, info properties from the missing values, cycle fields, swap rows and columns. Let's select cycle fields. So, when you make the changes, they'll appear over here. Swap rows and columns. So what happens? This is how your swap will look like. So yes, that is how it looks like. So now you can see that we created a calculation here, but it's showing us an error. It is invalid. It's not created a calculation. So I'll select this and I'll delete it. I'm removing that particular column, calculated field. So that is for your analysis. So this is how you will be working on the analysis of your worksheet. These are the different features that are covered in analysis. Now for maps. So let us go on maps. Background maps. Now you can select whichever maps you want. If you select normal maps. But the thing is, we do not have our data set in the maps format, but these are the features that are provided. Background maps, they can be light, normal. So these are the features on that. So which kind of maps do you want to see? The satellite background do you want to see, or you want to see the outdoors background? You want to see the streets background images. Want to have it this way, you can have it, but we have not added any image here as such. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's see if we can find an image. Live sessions. Let us select this. Live. Please specify a valid field range. So let's see. Apply. Okay, from left side, how much do you want? For Ahmedabad city, typically maybe 5. I'm just applying some random figures out here so that we can show something if it can be added on the background. These are the additional options that are available for add background image. Apply. Oops, no, it's a problem. Problem here, it seems we are not adding background or the correct field. Okay, leave it. Let's not go into this. And then geocoding is also possible. You can import the custom geocoding. You can, but these are some of the additional details that will be needed as part of the data source if you want to use them. For today, we are not having any map centric data sets. So probably in future, we'll be using these. For the formats here, you can see for the workbook we are not having dashboard or story currently active. It's the workbook. So I select the workbook here. If I select this dashboard, then it should show up over here. Okay, it's not showing that. Okay, let's come back. You can work on the font or the alignment, shading, borders, lines. So these are the different features that are available for the formatting of your workbook. The title and captions. So out here they'll come up. It will show you what is the shading or the border. If you want, you can make the changes here. Then the font that will be reflected over here for sheet, for your existing sheet, or whichever row, whichever column you want it to. These are the additional font formatting that can be done. This is something that I showed you earlier also when I was describing the worksheet. So when you select format for particular to that dashboard, storyboard, or worksheet, those features will be activated. The reference lines view, saw the animations. If you want, you can add animations. Anyway, we are not having any animations here. Then you can also use filters, highlighters, parameters, cell size. You can determine what it as a taller, shorter, wider, narrower, bigger, smaller. Workbook theme, we are selecting a default theme. We can also make it classic, suppose. Yeah, so that's a classic theme that we have here. Copy formatting. Yes, this format will be copied and used for other workbooks also or worksheets also. Let's keep saving this. I click on file. I click save it. Right. Out here, we have the different server related options. If I click on sign in, it will take me to the Tableau server and connect it over there. That will be on the cloud. Of course, you can share your data over there. You can save your worksheets and files over there. That will be in the TWB or TWBXI format. You can run the optimizer. Let's run the optimizer. Yeah, so this is how it shows us what are the best practices. One action taken. Updating these terms to follow best practice won't impact workbook functionality. So let's select this. Unused fields. Okay, there are unused fields in sheet 1. 3 fields that are not being used. Yes, we may not have used them, so that's how it is showing us. For the review, dashboard size not fixed. Yes, we have not done that. And the live data connections also is not an extract. Yes, that is true. Could be. And then what are the past ones that we have passed? Number of data sources, unused data sources, number of views in a dashboard, calculations. So this is how you run for optimization of your workbook. You can always run an optimizer to see what are the shortcomings that are part of your workbook, and you can work on them and take the necessary action. And if you click publish, then it will take you online, and there it will share these details on your particular cloud account window. Yeah, so these are the, you can also check this in the presentation mode. Yes, wait, yeah, we had not. Yeah, you can open the workbook. Yeah, but again, these are all server related functions that we use. You can use a user filter, Tableau public. Now these are again the server specific or cloud account specific features. If I select on presentation mode, right, so the entire worksheet will be reflected in the presentation mode. We can see here that there are a lot many worksheets. These are the worksheets that we are seeing here. So you don't have to prepare a presentation separately if even when you're having any management presentations. So you can show the presentations directly and upfront to your uh, management. Escape, click the escape button on your keypad to come out of the presentation mode. Select the metro city so that this particular dashboard will show up. So whichever windows you want to select, you can come here and select that. Those windows will come up over here, irrespective of whether it's a worksheet or a dashboard or a story. Finally, we have the help menu. So out here you can see you can open the help menu, you can manage the product keys about Tableau. That gives you the details of what kind of version you are using. It's a professional version. Sample workbooks, these are inbuilt, so you can use these to understand it. Settings and performance. So these are the different settings in performance. You can start performance recording also here, and you can stop performance recording. So wait. So now what it has done is, now this is the performance summary that it has generated. So the timeline it is showing us, the events it is showing, query it is showing us. So these are the different performance summary details that they show pertaining to the dashboard. And when we check it for the layout, they will be separate. So it depends like what all we are doing. So those events, the performance will be recorded on what all you are doing. So that is typically important from the appraisal perspective also. So that is one such feature that you can use. Yeah, these are some of the training videos that they might provide you with, and the sample workbooks that you can refer to if you want to understand it better.